name is Gabriel García-Noblejas Sánchez-Cendal. My name in Chinese is Gao Boyi. I currently teach Spanish Chinese translation at university and also Chinese literature and translation courses. And I have been doing so for 22 years in the translation and interpreting department here at Granada University. I had been loving literature for my whole life. I have been translating Western literature for years before I went to China, and then I discovered Chinese literature. I completely fall in love with it. I'm still in love with it. I started discovering one book and after another book and after another book of very deep and amazing literature. So I just had to translate them. I couldn't do something different. It was something in me that was pushing me to translate that for the Spanish readers. I translated this book called in Chinese Shi Jing, which has been translated, I think, to English by the title of the Book of Odes or the Book of Songs. This Chinese book is only a book composed by poems. Through a very long period of time, basically 300 or even 400 years. And all the poems were collected by people sent by the Central Empire government to all over China, collecting all these poems that were sung by normal people in the villages. The book, in fact, has such a big influence in the whole history of East Asian poetry, which is not really possible to stress it enough. I love the love poems in the Shi Jing. Most of them tell a very nice love moment between normally a man and a woman. Normally the poems are put in the voice of women. They are very delicate. They only give you a hint of what the feelings are. So it's like the poetry wakes your feelings up, but it doesn't give you the feelings as you should feel them. Contemporary literature and classical literature are, let's say, great to me. But I tend to prefer classics. I would say that classics basically convey wisdom. It's information that helps people in every age of history to lead a plentiful life, or which tend to answer the question, where is happiness? How can we have a more complete life, a happier life? The Chinese fantasies books are a really interesting, deep and long literary tradition in China, which starts before our era and is still going on. It talks about things that happen in normal life, but which are not so normal. Mostly they talk about the world of spirits and ghosts. It talks about a problem or something which we all are concerned about, which is what happens when we die and what happens to their spirits when they go to the netherworld. So they actually deal with a very deep concern of human nature. It appears in opera, it appears now in films, it appears in literature, it appears in paintings. It appears even in music. It's a literary world which expanded and influenced many parts of the Chinese culture. I think that one of the reasons why it has never died along the whole a history of Chinese literature might be this one. The more we translate, the more our governments, we eventually understand the richness of China today. Now we are talking about literature. The history of Chinese literature is incredibly rich. It's our history of literature if we take into account Greece, Rome, and all our tradition, but only one country. This is something that unfortunately is not so well known, not only by normal Spanish-speaking people, but also by the people having government positions. So I really dream that by translating Chinese literature, our government would be more aware about how good it would be for us to have stronger connections with China in all levels of life, so to speak, in cultural level, in governmental level, in every level.